Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another brand new video. Hope you guys are all hanging in there right now for Bitcoin. Bitcoin has in fact been dropping for the past few days, even for the past few weeks and months. Okay, as we all know, Q1 wasn't really that great for Bitcoin, and since this is the beginning of Q2, okay, it is the month of April, okay, which is the beginning of Q2. So far, it's not looking too good for Bitcoin. Okay, so Bitcoin has in fact been dropping today. Bitcoin is dropping slightly even more down to the downside. So of course, I want to talk about it. What is going to be happening for Bitcoin? Like, can it get worse? Can it actually get worse for Bitcoin from here on? Okay, can we see Bitcoin dropping down to $70,000 or even below $70,000? And in today's video, I want to talk about that. Okay, can it get worse for Bitcoin? So let's talk about it, guys. And there is, in fact, a fair few charts that I do want to show you guys as well. So before I show you guys these charts, I do want to talk about Bitcoin and give you guys a little update on what is exactly happening right now for Bitcoin. Okay, so Bitcoin right now, okay, y'all just clearly see we're currently at the 1 hour time frame. If we go to the 15-minute time frame, y'all just clearly see Bitcoin right now is dropping further down to the downside. Right, y'all just clearly see that. Earlier this morning, we did see Bitcoin pumping, okay, up to almost $78,000, okay, almost there. But right now, y'all just clearly see Bitcoin is now at $75.9 thousand. So it is dropping as of right now. So a fair few things are in fact happening right now. I believe, okay, in the next few minutes or in the next few hours, we're going to be seeing the FOMC meeting. Okay, so that's happening, and that could shake up, the Bitcoin price for sure. So yeah, the price of right now, y'all can clearly see, is dropping because of other things that I do want to talk about. This right, so China announces additional 84% tariff on US goods. This could be bad for Bitcoin, and that's true, right? It can be bad for Bitcoin. So these tariffs, guys, it's getting worse, right? It is getting out of hand. Okay, it really is. And yeah, this is pretty much what is shaking up the markets right now, not just for crypto, as we all know, but even for the stock market. Okay, a lot of assets, okay, a lot of different assets in the markets out there are in fact, dropping because of this, because of the tariffs. Okay, so as we know, okay, a lot of different assets like Nvidia, okay, silver, gold, right, Tesla, right, S&P 500, you name it. A lot of these assets in the markets have in fact been dropping, not just Bitcoin or crypto, right? Understand that, guys. Okay, the entire market, okay, every asset that you can pretty much think of has in fact been dropping because of the tariffs, and it's getting out of hand. It's getting even worse, and I do believe this is why we are in fact seeing the Bitcoin price dropping as of right now. Okay, but like I said, guys, times like this, okay, we just got to be patient, okay, and understand a recovery for Bitcoin will happen. That's what I want you guys to understand, okay? As I told you guys many times, we will see Bitcoin going back up to 100K, even back up to its previous highs of $109,000. Okay, that was Bitcoin's previous all-time highs as of right now. But as I told you guys many times, that is not going to be the top for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is going to be going much higher than that. Okay, we're going to be seeing a beautiful recovery happening for Bitcoin. Okay, and alt season, okay, that hasn't started yet. Okay, I get it. We are in fact seeing a delay happening for alt season, but I truly do believe that sometime this year in 2025, we will be seeing alt season. Okay, when we do see Bitcoin recovering, okay, we're going to see a lot of alts recovering as well. And I do believe, yes, alt season will eventually happen. Okay, who knows when, but I still believe alt season is still going to be happening. Okay, so the crypto market today, yes, it is dropping. Global crypto market cap sitting at 2.42 trillion. And overall today, the market's down 3%, 3.6%, almost 4%. And yeah, past 24 hours, man, Bitcoin is down almost 5%. Ethereum is down 6.8%, almost 7%. Still below $1,500. Ethereum is still holding at $1,400. I have no idea where Ethereum, where the bottom will even be for Ethereum. But Ethereum for the past like few months has in fact been dropping, guys. Like, Bitcoin has, Ethereum hasn't really been performing that great, as we all know. So I really do not know what's going to be happening with Ethereum, but I do know that I do see Ethereum going back up to its previous highs of like 4.8K, even reaching back up to its previous highs of 4.8, and then of course reaching a new high. I do believe that's going to be happening for Ethereum, this bull market. But yeah, a lot of alts are dropping past 24 hours today. Okay, XRP is down 8%, Solana is down 6%, Dogecoin is down 7%, same with Cardano. Toncoin 6%, Chainlink 4%, Avalanche 6%, Sui 7.6%. So yeah, a lot of alts today are down, guys. As of right now. So this is like, as I told you guys, many times, this is truly a great opportunity to buy crypto, right? It really, really is. Days like this where we see drops, where we see reds all over the market, this is a great time to buy it, right? It really, really is, guys. But a lot of people like to do the complete opposite, A lot of people like to FOMO it when it's in the greens. Everyone's talking about it. It's pumping, right? That's when a lot of people like to buy in. They don't want to buy in days like this, where we are right now, in the reds. But this is obviously the perfect time to buy. And who knows, it could get worse, guys. It could get worse, right? So Bitcoin monthly returns so far, April, it is now down 6%, 6.3%. And it could get worse, I remember a few days ago, about like two days ago, we did see a recovery happening. It was only down like over 3%. But since Bitcoin is obviously dropping even more, this is clearly dropping. And yeah, Q2, we are down 6% so far, right? Like I said, this is the beginning of Q2. It is the month of April, which is the beginning of Q2. So I still believe Q2 could be decent. It could be epic. I really do believe we will see a recovery happening in Q2. Maybe, we'll have to see, right? Maybe in the next few months, who knows? We could potentially see Bitcoin not even recovering back up to 100K. Who exactly knows, right? But these things can happen, We may not see Bitcoin, recovering back up to 100K anytime soon. That's the truth, guys, right? So maybe Q3, Q4 will be the, recoveries that we do see happening for Bitcoin and also altcoins, because, you guys clearly see Ethereum has not been looking too good, right? But I do believe a beautiful recovery will be happening for Bitcoin, for Ethereum, for all of these alts, Casper. We cannot forget about Casper. So yeah, that is that. But yeah, this is happening, and I do believe this is pretty much the main reason Bitcoin is pretty much dropping right now. Like I said, the FOMC meeting is happening, I believe, in the next hour or so. Very, very soon. And that could obviously shake up the price for Bitcoin. So Stock Money Lizard says here, and this is actually very true, and this just shows you guys that right now is the best time to simply buy Bitcoin, to accumulate Bitcoin. He says here, Bitcoin, show me the chart and I will tell you the news. If it hadn't been tariffs, it had been some other stuff, some war news, inflation. This is likely not the end of the correction, but we are definitely nearing the target zone. Stay patient and don't panic. And that's very, very true, We could potentially see Bitcoin dropping down to the downside, guys. It is very, very possible, in the next few weeks, maybe even, even in the next few months. Yes, we can see Bitcoin dropping down to the downside. I'm not saying this to be bearish. I'm just saying this just to let you guys know, just to give you guys a heads up, give you guys a little warning sign, that when this does happen, when we do see a correction happening for Bitcoin, I don't want you guys to panic. I don't want you guys to be panicking. Instead of panicking, because I get it, there's going to be a lot of fear in the market. A lot of people will be fearful. But like I said many times, when others are fearful, we got to be greedy. While others are selling, while others are panicking for no reason, that's when we buy, guys. You stay calm and you buy the dip. And I get it. You buy the dip and it keeps dipping. And you run out of cash. What do? You cannot buy the dip anymore. If you can't buy the dip, just hold your positions. Don't sell. The number one thing I don't want you guys to do is sell. Do not sell. If you can buy the dip, buy. Take it as an opportunity to accumulate more. And if you can't, just hold your positions. Just hold, guys. We are here for Bitcoin for long term. So that is that, guys. Not financial advice. Always do it in research. But yeah, you guys can clearly see this accumulation zone. Bitcoin is nearing it. It's almost at this target zone, right? And it can happen, right? So I do believe as of right now, it's still a great time to accumulate Bitcoin. Even though Bitcoin as of right now is not really at this accumulation zone, I personally still believe this is still a great time to buy Bitcoin, right? It really, really is. Moving on. Okay, imagine being bearish at this bullish retest. Okay, and that's true. We may not see Bitcoin, dropping down to, 72K, 70K, or maybe even lower than 70K. Okay, maybe we will see a beautiful recovery happening right in the next few weeks. Who exactly knows, guys? But things can happen. Okay, things can happen. In the next few weeks, like I said, next few months, we could potentially see Bitcoin dropping further down to the downside. Again, if it does happen, like I said, don't panic, just buy more. But understand, even if we do see Bitcoin dropping down to the downside, I don't want you guys to sell, right? Because if you do sell, okay, at these prices for Bitcoin, people that are selling right now at these prices, or maybe if it does drop further down to the downside, right, and you guys sell, you will regret it later. And trust me, okay, everyone that is selling below 100K will FOMO back in when it's above 100K or at 90K. There's going to be a lot of FOMO, guys, happening for Bitcoin. But understand, we're going to see a beautiful recovery happening for Bitcoin. No matter what happens, whether Bitcoin drops to 70K or lower, it doesn't matter, because Bitcoin will eventually have a beautiful recovery back up to the upside. Like I said many times, we're going to see Bitcoin going back up to 90K to 100K, even back up to its previous highs of 109, and of course reaching a new all-time high. The top is not 109. I just want to clear the air. A lot of people think 109 is the top. No, okay, that is not the top, guys. I truly do believe Bitcoin's going to be going much, much higher. Okay, it could happen. Q2 is where we are right now. It could happen as of right now in Q2, maybe Q3, or maybe even Q4. Okay, so be patient, guys. Don't panic, like I said. Okay, Bitcoin will have a beautiful recovery back up to the upside. Okay, so this is actually pretty interesting as well. And this is why I truly do believe as of right now, we should be accumulating Bitcoin. So it says here, Bitcoin just entered the bottom zone last 3 times, 51%, 108%, and 42%. Same zone, same setup. Legends are ready, loading. Okay, so this is just shows you guys, this is truly a blessing right now to accumulate Bitcoin, right? It really, really is, guys. Okay, and who knows, this may be the bottom for Bitcoin, and maybe it will get worse. Maybe it will go further down to the downside, right? It is possible. Okay, it can get worse for Bitcoin. We can see Bitcoin dropping, back down to 74K, 72K, 70K, maybe even below 70K. Things like that can happen, right? Especially with the tariffs getting out of hand, it can happen for sure, guys. Okay, I am ready. Okay, I am ready, guys. Like I said, I'm not being bearish to say this. Okay, I just want to give you guys a heads up, a warning that when this does happen, I don't want you guys to panic or anything like that. I want you guys to stay calm, buy the dips if you can. Okay, accumulate, right? Take it as an opportunity to buy more. And if you can't buy, just hold your positions. It's that simple. Okay, it is that simple, guys. Okay, I know a lot of the new investors, okay, will panic. Okay, you guys are not used to, these these dips and whatnot, right? Bitcoin is very, very volatile. Okay, and if you've been in Bitcoin and crypto for a while now, you would know that this market is really, really volatile short term, but long term, it's always going up, especially Bitcoin. That's what I always tell you guys, when you're investing into crypto, just stick with the basics. Okay, I do believe Bitcoin is great. I do believe Casper is great as well, as we know. And of course, things like Ethereum, Solana, right, Chainlink, Cardano, some other alts as well. You really have to do your own research. But yeah, just stick with the basics, especially Bitcoin. Okay, I would suggest you guys to accumulate way more Bitcoin than other altcoins, right? Like have more of a bigger bag and holding for Bitcoin than your other alts, right? But yes, when in doubt, okay, look at the rainbow chart. We are so far from topping out, heading much higher in Q2. And like I said, yes, it is very possible that maybe Q2, okay, where we are right now currently, okay, in the next upcoming few months, April, May, and June, we will potentially see Bitcoin going much, much higher. Maybe this quarter of the year, we will see Bitcoin, going back up to its previous highs and of course reaching new highs. We could potentially see a beautiful recovery in Q2. If it doesn't happen in Q2, then yes, it will for sure happen in Q3 and Q4, 100%, right? But yeah, this chart just clearly shows you guys when in doubt, zoom out, and you guys clearly see we are completely fine. right? And this just shows you guys that Bitcoin long term, it's always shooting up, no matter what happens. You guys can clearly see, I call this a volatile uptrend because short term, yes, Bitcoin is very, very volatile. Okay, it goes up, reaches new highs, then it goes down. Okay, and it goes up and then down, up and then down. And you guys can clearly see every time it goes down when we enter a bear market, and then the next bull market, it always tends to reach a new all-time high every single time, right? So understand, okay, Bitcoin is going to be going much, much higher compared to where it is right now, right? So why would you sell now? Why would you be bearish right now, right? This is truly a gift. Honestly, it really is. It really is a gift to buy Bitcoin at these prices, guys, okay? It really, really is. So I want to talk about Solana real quick before I end today's video. Mag says here Solana just dropped below $100 for the first time since February 2024. The price also broke down below the horizontal support line and had been holding for over 400 days. What's next, a reclaim or a rejection? Okay, so as you guys know, I have a bag of Solana, and I'm not gonna lie, you guys, a few weeks ago, I did actually take some Solana, like not a lot of it, okay, but I did take some of my profits from Solana and I reinvested it back into Bitcoin, right? But yeah, who knows exactly what would be happening for Solana. Obviously, if we do see more tariffs and whatnot getting out of hand, Bitcoin's obviously going to be dropping, and that means Solana will drop as well. In fact, the entire crypto market, as we all know, right? So who knows? We could potentially see a rejection or a reclaim, but I'm more towards a rejection. Okay, I do believe Solana can for sure drop back below $100. As of right now, the price for Solana is just above $100. Okay, it's down 7% right now. For the week, it's down 18%, which is crazy. And look at this, right? For the month, 30 days, it's down 20%. And for the past 2 months, it's down almost 50%, 46% right now for Solana, which is crazy. So I do believe Solana can for sure go back down below $100. A couple of days ago, we saw this at like $97 or maybe lower than that. But when I checked, it was at like $97. So yeah, it did drop, below $100. So who knows what will happen for Solana, but I do believe we're going to see a rejection. Okay, I'm not saying that to be bearish, but I do believe, Solana is for sure one of these alts that will, reach back up to its previous highs and of course reaching a new high. As we know, Solana a couple months ago did actually reach a new all-time high. Okay, you guys can clearly see that almost $300 went up to $295, almost $300. Didn't quite get to 300, but it was almost there. Then ever since then, it's just been dropping like crazy, right? You guys can clearly see that. So yeah, that is pretty much it for today's video, guys. Stay tuned. I will keep you guys up to date. But yeah, appreciate all you guys for watching today's video. Give it a thumbs up and of course subscribe to the channel. That is always appreciated. And I will catch you guys all in my next video. Have a good one, guys.